Show, FFL Show.
Hello. Thank you for tuning in to FFL Show. And today we still have Dr. Luke. I remember the last time tukimaliza, we were talking about wedding preparations. Why a wedding? Why should we do a wedding after the customary marriage? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, after paying the dowry and all that. So maybe we can start with a recap. And before that, maybe for the benefit of the viewer, Dr. Luke, maybe you can just remind them who you are.
Okay, my name is Dr. Luke Mwangi, a pastor of Jesus Breakthrough Assembly. We are located along Gong Road, opposite Meteorological Department, and I'm also the founder of Kenya Kingdom Festival, God Bless Kenya Movement. We've done a lot of training for pastors. We have programs that are coming that also are going to impact a lot on our spiritual fathers in Kenya, children homes, and many other things. And in this new phase, there is so much coming. Through this channel, you shall be able to be updated about a mega project coming, which is going to give people a lot of volunteer and even job opportunities. And also a project that will be very feasible and viable for all. So we connected with Edwin because he has been doing a very good job for us on the programs, and also you can look at many videos he has done for us about our cities that are coming. And the Dr. Luke Mwangi YouTube channel. You see his wonderful job. That's how we connected, and we thought of empowering the young people and also families in various ways. And we chose to begin to talk about wedding and relationships. And the last one we shared about
Wedding planning.
after you have identified you have confirmed this is your partner.
Yes.
How to engage parents, family visits. Then we also talked about dowries, what is the purpose of dowry in the Bible, and also practically how to go about it. Courtship, also 20 things about courtship, how to have a healthy courtship from the time you engage to the time you marry, and what you should do in that period.
Yes.
So that by the time you are marrying and you are doing your wedding, so many things have been cleared.
Very good.
Then again, the event. I think the last one we were just doing about the event, which we said that we will continue today.
Very good.
And we talked about the choosing of a bridal team, the size of your wedding. It can be big, it can be small, depending on your pocket and your priorities. But at least it is important to have an event.
Very good.
Where officially people know that you belong to so and so and they belong to you. And also for purposes of testimony.
Nice, very nice.
So I think that is where we had reached.
Nice. So for them who are joining us for the first time, we have part 1,
Yes.
part 2, part 3. Now today we are doing part 4.
Yeah.
Yes, the videos are available on this channel, so you can go back, check courtship, part A and part B. We've done things to do before you plan your wedding.
Yeah.
So today we are dealing on the D-Day.
Yes,
We're talking about the wedding, now the event part.
Itself, the event itself. How to plan the event itself.
Yes. Now you have done. Now you are ready. Umepewa wa siku. Mambio now you can. Your wedding is on Saturday. Yes. What are the do's and don'ts?
That is good.
Yes.
First of all, I said very important. A wedding is an event.
Yes.
And I mentioned I said personally I've been in events for a very long time. And one of the things even that made my wedding to become very organized and very big and very well structured, because I've been doing crusades.
Yes.
We've been doing crusades for a very long time.
Crusades are events.
And they are events.
Yes.
The planning, the protocol, all this work. The first thing you must think about your wedding is an event.
Yes.
And it all begins by having to know how many people are you expecting. And I said, the wedding, it is important to give people an opportunity to relate with you.
Yes.
Especially close relatives on both sides. So for you to get to know the number of bare minimum people who can be involved in your wedding, the bride and the groom needs to write their list, priority lists
Yes, yes.
of the main guests.
Okay.
Then others, whether it is from workplace, whether it was from school, and also give your parents also an opportunity to bring people
bring
that are key
Okay.
on both sides. Then of course, if you belong to a church, and depending that you are also a leader or a community or other, you are a leader of other institutions, maybe a community group, a village, chama, a circle. You know, all these people come in, and sometimes you should not fear about having a big wedding, because some of these people come with their blessing. You may find somebody just in your workplace, probably, or somebody you helped before. He comes and sorts most of the things.
True.
So people should not fear the issue of a wedding, gathering guests. Probably what you can trim is a few things, like probably the venue. Like me, I told you we had a very big wedding. That time we could not fit that number of people in a hotel.
Yes, yes. So you did a
So
garden.
we just did the same dome where the church was.
Okay, you had that. Oh, I remember.
We just interchanged the
from
place.
church to become
Yes,
a reception.
to a
now.
reception.
Okay.
And it was acceptable because there was no hall we could move people to.
Yes, yes.
And we wanted people to have an opportunity to interact with us. Others, they have got to call garden weddings that are invitation by card only. So here we have no doctrine. We cannot say that this is what the Bible says, that you should have 3,000 or 5,000 people. Or two. Actually, we just talk about you as a couple plus a few witnesses. Now, those witnesses, it's up to you to gauge how you value people.
Okay.
And of course, the dimensions of your budgets and other things. But there are people who also say, I would rather have something small but classy.
Yes,
so they
yes.
end up saying, let me leave everybody else who is from my mother's side or father's side. We just have a few people, but we go to an executive hotel.
Nice.
Others would say, I'm a public figure. I cannot be able to just come out with a husband and a wife, and people don't know how we wedded. So we want to bring them on board.
Nice. For them to
witness.
To witness, yes.
And to
yes.
be part of the joy.
Nice.
So basically, those are now things that we say we cannot interfere
Nice.
on priorities.
Very good. Now,
There are people who don't even like masses. Anyway, those are now personal priorities.
nice.
But whichever way, we must now begin to look at a few things that are important
Very good.
in setting up of the
So,
wedding.
what are the key things that before you maybe consider all other things? What are the key things you consider on the deed day?
Now, first of all, an event, just like any other event, actually, if you look at the work you are editing,
Yes. Yes.
just the other day, we have been actually just been editing here about what makes an event an event. First of all, we said the wedding first is the way you have created a foundation before. The way you handled your courtship, the way you handled yourselves, the way you have handled other people, the way you handled your parents, the visits. That first of all create a good foundation for the wedding day. Because then you shall bring everybody on board gracefully, without issues of strife. The way you finished with your fathers-in-laws about dowry, the way you have communicated during courtship, we said you communicate to the key people, you visit them. All those are soft grounds to take off for your wedding. Many people who failed in that, they still also find challenges in the wedding preparation. You know why? Some of the people who are supposed to participate in your wedding will be watching you from far.
Yeah.
Because they were never given the honor that they deserve.
Yeah, you didn't.
Probably you never finished with the parents properly, so they are also not waiting for you to succeed. They actually want to see that something goes wrong.
Wacha tumuone.
Tumuone.
Yes.
Na tuone vile atafanya bila sisi.
Yes.
So when you have friends in that level, parents, brothers, sisters, you are already working as a minus.
True.
You are already minus something in your momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was saying that relationship is very important. Then the other thing now is the thought of the wedding as an event.
Mm-hmm.
We said, first of all, choosing the right bride or party,
Mm-hmm.
because again, they are part of the wedding.
Yeah, true.
If you have the wrong ones, or you have so many that are mismanaged, others cannot even pay for their clothes, you already have strife.
True.
By the time you ask for the clothes that they need to bring, mtakuwa mmekosana kabisa.
Because hawana kitu.
Hawana
So you have
pesa,
to chip in.
you have to chip in.
Yes.
Unaanza kung'ang'ana na wazazi wake kwamba wajarete pesa. Sasa unajikuta you have so many places to sort issues. So, but you have with the right team, you have sorted well with the parents, you have also networked well with the friends, you have informed them, you have even visited some of them, you have talked to them, the reason why they should be helping you, and others even you have participated in their weddings in time they have been looking forward on where. Like actually what made our wedding very strong, I used to be a very strong person in helping people in their events, whether it was funeral, weddings, pastoral care. So people are looking forward for the time to work for me for a long time. So that the Bible says, "You do not be mocked. Whatever you sow, you shall reap."
True.
So if all those things are okay, I tell you, a wedding, you should not fear a wedding, because what you just need to do is to bring now the wedding plan to the committee.
You start.
We already said a committee. We said that you have to choose a good chairman who is also who has got leadership qualities, a personal motivator with good personality, a good communicator, a treasurer who is faithful, committed with to follow up people, but also faithful with the money so that you don't send them and they run away. You have had issues where a committee money has disappeared.
And the wedding.
Yeah, then you have also to have a secretary who is a very good person in minutes. Organizing meetings, reminding people about meetings. Now, if you have that group, especially the 3 offices, plus now departmental leaders. Now, one of the things that makes a wedding committee move very fast, and I mentioned last time, is that if you come, both of you, and you have a vision for your wedding, you remove a lot of talk and disputes with your committee.
That's true.
Because you are coming with something clear. People don't need to come and negotiate about the clothes you wear, the food you eat, the menus.
I remember we said I've come, I've bought the gown, I've bought what, I've paid bride.
Yes.
And
basics.
I have 100,000.
Oh yes, or even have 50 or something. Now people see a sort of level of readiness, and even you bring them a fast budget, a pioneer budget. But don't start bringing a budget where you are put your dowry, your transport, even small things. Now, once you reach there are several departments that are very important. This is what we call the protocol.
Protocol department.
The protocol department. This is a very important department. I could say protocol because this is a department that works along in being able to shortlist
following up
even special guests. It begins by, this is a group that you begin with to know how many guests you have, how many are the special guests, how many are in the high table, how many, what is the special effects or hospitality matters that will be required in our wedding, in form of transport, accommodation, seating arrangements in church, and probably in the reception, the time of movement, all these people.
Yes.
That also goes with the selection of master of ceremony. People go wrong sometimes. You select a master of ceremony who is either too boring or too harsh, or who is going to offend people.
Yeah, with
funny jokes, which are not necessarily the best. So people must, the person you choose must be, like the master of ceremony must be a person of integrity, good communicator, courteous, humorous, but also somebody who is also wise.
And a time manager.
A good time manager.
Yes,
those kind of things. Then also, together with the pastor, this committee formulates how the seating arrangements within the church, and also with the at the reception. They also help in setting the facility. Actually, this protocol, you can say protocol and facility
Okay.
department.
So it's the person who is supposed to be on the ground.
Yes, and that department is not only one person. The protocol department and facilities can be a committee.
Okay.
Depending on the magnitude of the wedding, there is somebody in that facility who should be in charge probably of VIP seating. Mwingine ni mambo ya sound attachment to make sure
So
the sound.
are they given that chance to be the one paying those service providers?
No.
Okay.
The budget, these are executors.
Okay, they're supposed only to follow up.
Yes,
Okay.
I said when you are forming your committee, you form your committee on basis of people who can give skill, who can give service, and others who can give money.
Okay.
Not everybody will give the same amount.
True.
Actually, I have even seen weddings where somebody like this anaingia tu anasema mimi nitasimamia hii harusi yote, but you know you cannot be the one serving everywhere.
True.
So by saying somebody is going to take care of catering, a committee, that does not mean they take care of all the budgets that come with it.
True.
So it is just, there's a central committee, then you have departments.
Nice.
And these departmental leaders are the people who are going to feature with you in the top committee, which now you'll be meeting a few people. That's what I wanted to say, for you to minimize the meetings with a big team. Have a smaller team. Even a group of leaders. Like now, even if we're doing an event now, we have what we call, I have a group we call event masters and executive.
Or the
Those people,
planning committee.
yes, those people meet more, and they have other things to discuss which are more administrative and management. These ones will have that job description of only that area. They are the people to check about the entry, the exit, the protocol, and bureaucracy.
So the chairman must be in that planning committee.
No, the chairman will be eyes will be everywhere.
Okay.
The chairman and the main committee's eyes and ears are everywhere.
Okay.
But now there will be somebody in charge of, like, you can call them a director of protocol and facility. This is a person even who will check even if you are doing a garden wedding, where are there toilets? Because that is now the facility group, whether they are domes you are going to use, whether it's an open air wedding, garden, what are the requirements. The other group now, which is also important, is the hospitality.
Yeah.
Now, once you have defined how many VIPs are going to come from the bride and the groom, these are the people who start going to details now to understand both the accommodation, who will receive them. Like now, there's something that happened. I had such a good hospitality department. We did our wedding in Mombasa. My wife's family came from Meru, and we came from Embu. But because of the good hospitality committee, they are the same people. We gave the list of all the arrivals by bus, by railway, by whatever means. And they were taken into our buses, and they toured Mombasa like 2 days before the wedding.
Before the wedding. Oh, nice.
And I was not there. I was not there at all, because the checklist was so clear.
Own cost, or the cost was
No others now. They met their own costs.
Their own plannings now.
Yes.
Oh.
The only maybe thing we did was to make sure that we had a local transporter bus, which could now move them in together.
Yeah, they enjoyed the wedding.
They went to the KPA 2 days before.
Okay.
So that was, now it's not a must to everyone, but that is how we did it. And can I shock you? I was not even involved. I just knew like my parents would be with such a family in Chuda, others will be where, others will be in Mikindani. Those kind of information. At least you must also know. Even if you are going to be having a committee, there are things you cannot leave to the committee.
I've seen situations where it's the D-Day. I'm a photographer. We are supposed to do interviews for the parents, and then it happens that when we are planning to do the interview, the parents are not there. And and it's morning.
Yes.
So what happens? are the parents supposed to spend where the bride is, or what happens?
Now, those are some of the things. You have asked a very good question because those are logistics now. Depending on where they are living and where you are going to exit. There are places where sometimes people have an advantage of a big house.
Yes, yes.
Where whether it is yours or a brother or a sister, where everybody is able to be accommodated in one place. Where the bride team, together with the lady, the bride, hapo ndipo atatoka na wazazi wake.
Yes, yes.
Now, if that is not also possible, that they have to sleep in a hotel, then you have to look for a hotel not far from where they are.
Yes, yes.
So that they can also be at early, wake up early, to be part of the protocol of exiting the bride. I've seen places where escalations of time begin, especially when you see a bride is ready. The parents are not even ready to give out.
True.
Walianza kuchelewa na masaa mawili. By the time wafike na waanze protocol zile zao, sijui maleso ziwekwe chini, masaa ingine 3 imeenda.
Yeah. In fact,
so the decisions that people make earlier,
yes, yes,
on movement, the time, are very important.
In fact, that day, the parents came after everything was done. We were almost about to leave the house. And then the mother came. She was not even prepared, not even dressed.
Then they began now their protocol.
Yes, yes.
We have to wait for them to wash. The other thing also, there's something very important you have said. Eh?
Yes, yes.
That one I had said I'm going to share at the end about the checklist of the day.
Yes.
How to manage from the day Friday, if it is a Saturday.
Yes, yes.
But let me mention it now. There has to be a briefing on Friday, for instance. A day before, let's not say Friday because there are people who do weddings.
Who's supposed to brief them?
Now, even the person marrying,
okay,
must be able to, because you see a master, an MC, cannot take charge of your parents.
So the protocol,
they may be limited. They can.
Okay.
Because sometimes also it's good for people to hear from a neutral person.
Okay.
So the protocol, the master of ceremony should be able to be even on Friday addressing all the stakeholders.
Okay.
He should be able to be in the day of where you are going to meet your parents on both sides. They are supposed to come and be part of the briefing, debriefing. So that debriefing takes place under the MC and also you. Okay. There are even a place where you take charge, where even the bride and the groom are there when their parents are being briefed. Tomorrow we are wedding. Tomorrow is our wedding day. Pastor expects us in church at 10.
At 10, okay.
For us to succeed to get to church, you people, we must pick you here at 8. Because of the distance and the jam, if it is Nairobi or another place. So that if you don't do that, also don't blame them when they start managing themselves in the way they think in the morning. So this Friday, this a day before, is so important. Every time I've advised a couple to do a day before briefing. That wedding is different from any other. So
in the budget now, we should also put aside the miscellaneous or what, the transport and all that, the transport, the credit and all that.
You see now, those are part of budgeting.
Okay.
We are not talking about the general expectations of department.
Yes, yes.
This one of hospitality will deal with accommodation. Where are the parents staying?
Okay, get it.
Then they work together with the transport.
Transport and
to know that this person should be picked at this time to be in your house to release you.
Okay.
If parents are staying out, not only parents, even bridal team. If the bridal team is not in one house during the time that you are then there needs to be a very good arrangement about what time they should arrive.
Okay.
So that delays don't begin from morning. So by the time you are saying you are exiting a couple from a house at 9, you should work backwards now.
Okay.
If the other team are leaving far, 2 hours, then they must wake up at 6. or even not leave for wherever they are. If they are going to leave at 6 and they take 2 hours to wash, then they must make up at 3.
At 3 or 5.
That is how people keep time. Keeping time is not a miracle.
Yes.
It's planning.
The makeup artist and
You look at your target and
Okay.
work backwards.
okay, I get it.
Every time
So-
you look at your target. Like now, even for me to just today we were meeting. I was going to inspect some houses somewhere, so I knew what time I should be there. By 11 sharp, the time we had talked with those people, I was already in their reception. Then again, for me to make it here, I had to make sure the time I'm leaving there to be here. So that is the same. Whether it is a job, you are doing the same thing. And that discipline is to go to the bridal team, to parents, all the stakeholders, especially bridal team and parents. These are the people who, without them, a wedding cannot move.
Cannot move. That's true.
These are the guests. That's not a problem. If somebody decides to come, your wedding at 2. But now the key people, and who are also moving them, who are also
bridal
determining when they will get there, is very important. So these are the same people who deal with hotels, accommodation, relatives, so that you also don't have your parents being left stranded.
Yes. I've seen situations where in the morning, even
And
the
their bills.
transport and all
Others
that.
have even been held in hotels
Yes,
because of bills
bills. That's true.
and assumption. Maybe somebody, you put people in a hotel thinking that they're supposed to pay for themselves, and they end up saying that they thought you are the one to pay. So by the time you resolve that dispute, 2 hours gone.
I've seen situations where the bridegroom, they slept in a hotel.
Yes.
And then he did not inform them that they're supposed to pay the bills.
Exactly.
So he finished very well in the morning and left. now the team was stranded.
Somebody said, if you look at those of you who need to learn about events, for your own sake, visit my YouTube channel. Edwin has been editing a seminar I did here for 3 days.
Yes.
Yes, the last video I was watching yesterday, I was talking about detail. Plan. Somebody say the devil is in the detail. People need to have checklists, agreements, repeats and assurances. What did we say about you? What did you say about the hotel you are staying? Let them know. And even that ambiguity, leaving things hanging, can be very dangerous. So the issue of hospitality budget, also try to avoid loading the couple with a lot of bills from hotels.
True.
Where people can be able to be accommodated in cheap places or among friends and relatives. This is a department that can be very expensive or no expense at all. Because like me, we had so many guests. So what we did, we first of all wrote a list of all the people who can accommodate us.
Yes.
In the committee. The other said in the house we can accommodate a couple that way. So that is how most of the my relatives were absorbed by the committee. And others who did not committee knew some other people with big houses in Nyali, Mombasa, and other places where we could accommodate. So I don't even remember us paying actually for a hotel. Yet we had so many guests absorbed by the committee. But where you have no people with big houses, of course, you are going to get schools, you are going to get guest houses. So you must come up with that. Then the transport. Now this group operates with transport. Just the same way. You should be able to come up with a list of all the vehicles needed.
Because the bigger the team.
Yes, because you cannot come to a committee and ask them about a transport and they don't know what they are giving you. So you must stand there and say, I want a VX, not a VX or whatever. I'm looking for this kind of car, listed properly, assigned also. There's a group coming from my bride's place. There will be 13. So that one we may need a matatu, a small van. Others are coming as a team of 50, so we need a bus.
Mm-hmm.
So the transport need or list is also determined by the hospitality outcome,
True.
planning,
True,
and accommodation.
True. True.
Because there are the people now to say, these are the people who are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Who must we transport? Others, should we leave them at their own level?
Okay.
But the key people who must be made, who must be factored in to know how they have arrived in church
Mm-hmm.
are the parents and the key friends and relatives of the parents,
Very important. So,
who should be part of like releasing the bride, or people who are very close. When if you attempt to do a wedding without them,
mm-hmm.
you may be circumventing a few things.
so
That is
we-
a group to be handled.
So you
So when we are talking about transport, we are not saying that you bring how to handle 500 people in a wedding.
it's only the key
The key people.
Yes, yes.
Then also goes with the media car,
Mm-hmm.
the bridal team,
Mm-hmm.
because even if all of them are driving, they may not drive themselves that day.
True.
They may come as a group.
Mm-hmm.
So the allocation of all that will give you the list of the cars you need.
Very good.
Then once you get the list from the committee and your network of friends, who can provide this? See, I told you just the last one, I think I even shared with you how we did a wedding for our house help.
Mm-hmm.
And it was looking a very royal wedding. Because we asked for friends to help us with the cars. And we never even hired any.
Mm-hmm.
But everything went on well. So again, this one is not a must. But you must get the details. Has somebody given a car with fuel?
True. Or you're supposed to.
Or you are supposed to fuel?
fuel.
I've also seen people saying, okay, me, I'm giving out my car, but sasa gauge muangalie.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you have not factored that in the morning, that will already be another problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's nobody who had the float for fuel.
Mm-hmm.
So the car must also, the cars being given must be in good maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Definition must be defined whether they are being given with fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Drivers,
Mm-hmm.
whether there are certain cars that cannot be given out without a driver.
True.
Because maybe they are high end.
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody is very particular.
Who is supposed to pay the driver?
Yes, are the drivers to be facilitated?
Mm-hmm.
So those are the details that are very important.
Oh.
The other thing in this schedule, you have a schedule here with a car type, registration, driver, telephone number, group allocated, and the route allocated.
Very important, because you find a situation where it's time for the bridal team to move.
But you don't know where.
You don't know which car you're supposed to
Yes,
go.
yes. So actually, the
So
transport.
are they supposed to be informed and told that
Yes.
grooms
Briefing.
and
briefing.
even the number plate of the car?
Even the number plate I've written here. See, I've written here. Car type, registration, driver, telephone, group allocated, and route allocated.
Because I've seen the transport managers being frustrated where it's time to move. So it's the one telling, ladies, get into this car. Men,
But
get
if
into
they,
this car.
okay, that may also happen still if people gathered that morning from other places. There was no debriefing, but there is a place where, because with the
But that-
see now we have changed. At least there are certain things that have changed with technology. People in being in one WhatsApp group, for instance, the whole participants. It is easy for them to know that the car I'm going to use is this one.
But that will
Before
waste
they come.
will waste a lot of time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, yes.
With technology nowadays, if people are in the same group, for instance, you are able even to post the schedule of car,
Even the number,
the number plate,
the number plate,
even the driver,
the driver, and even the
and
names of
the names
people.
of the people, exactly.
Nice. That's
Now
better planning.
with that now being posted in a wedding committee page, everybody can fit in. Just also even a funeral, whatever you want to plan that requires movement, even an event, even if you look at the Dr. Luke Mwangi Dr. Luke Mwangi YouTube, you see how we have talked about transport. How do you arrange a transport for a conference? If you have hired schools, you must know that school is accommodating how many people. How will they come from where they are to the place where they're supposed to meet?
So this side of the parents, we
Yes.
only need to send one car. Maybe if they, what if you've allocated like 13 seaters, and you find that the whole village wants to come.
in counseling, in this kind of forum, we cannot dictate things.
Okay.
You see, their parents, they are parents with very big families.
Yes, yes.
There is a parent who was born in a family of 17 sisters and brothers who feel that they must be there to release their daughter.
True.
You cannot interfere with that. The only thing, if your budget becomes very big, you go back to them. You tell them sasa, mimi unajua mimi gari yenu ile kwa committee ile gari imepatikana ni yenu. Hao watu wengine wote unataka waje waimbie msichana wako na kumwekea lesson na nini, which is also good. And we don't start fighting over petty things. Let us also know how they will come from where they are. So that akiwa atatoka nyumbani waje kwa msichana wawe na gari hiyo na warudi na waende nayo, hata kwa procession watakuwa nayo
because wanachagwa
mara nyingi sana.
Yes,
in fact,
find them stranded in the venue,
even in the venue.
Yes.
So the transport manager should be left there, making sure that there are even spare cars.
True.
That can be called with. Actually, what did I do? I remember. Yes, I remember the transport manager of our time. I even told them to look for matatus that can be called within a short time. Mahali tulikuwa tunachukulia bride. Luckily enough, the cars were enough.
Oh, okay.
Lakini in him, he already knew that there is a place here anaweza simama na nichukue matatu.
True. That's better.
Which can now be handled in a budget of miscellaneous and emergencies.
Yes.
So transport is very important. Na hiyo transport inaanza a previous day, hata akiwa mnaanza mambo ya catering. The entire needs of the whole event can also be factored in by the transport manager, including things that would happen on Friday. If the event person does not have a car to take the tents, to take the sound. So the transport manager is not only that day, it is for the entire event. People need to give their transport needs to the committee. Then they are all factored into the master plan.
Nice.
And without last minute issues. So like now I've also written the procession plan. From the bride to the church,
from the
church to photography, then all that, because it may also change.
True.
So here I have different kinds of tables. I have the main schedule and specific schedules.
Nice.
Whereby now you have another schedule from the bride's place to the church, and from the church to photography, and after photography what happens. Na ni gari gani mwisho ndio itaachwa na bride na timu yake mahali wataenda maybe for photography before they part ways. So all that must be factored.
Very good.
So with this now, this plan na ile ya facility, the person in charge of branding and decoration must have that schedule. Because that is what determines the budget for decoration and branding. Then, what shall we do in the church?
Then maybe you can talk about what happens after the wedding, because maybe some of the bride might think that this transportation we are supposed to be taken back home.
Now those are other things. There needs to be clarity.
Yes.
But I think okay, communication is very key.
Yes.
In the gray area you live, even parents, if you don't show that what will happen to parents after the wedding, that is why unasikianga mtu anapikiwa akiwa honeymoon anaambiwa wazazi wako waibaki. Because there was no detail. That detail never followed from where they came from and how they will return back to where they came from.
Yeah.
So us, we had end to end. You are taking care of my parents end to end. You are going to be with them in the house. You will take them to church. You are going to take them to reception. You are also going to return them to where they came from. If they are not going to go back to where they came from, you are going to take them to a bus stop, or you are going to hand them over to a certain relative who will end up now taking care of them about their return home. I also hosted another family, and we were shocked that the day of the wedding never ended. In the evening, the same group came again, and the following day, they were still lingering in the city. But because we also wanted to take care of their respect,
Yes,
we
yes.
handled them quite well, and we had a big house
Mhm.
where they were all accommodated.
They
But-
stayed
but we-
they
2
stayed
days.
2 days more after the
Yes,
wedding.
yes. And we were not informed. So,
Yeah.
but because we did not want to cause crisis,
Yes, yes.
we swallowed the bullets of mismanagement.
I think that's supposed to be well.
And that is
clarified.
also, those are some of the things the committee should be told
Yes, yes.
for briefing
Uh-huh.
and to avoid surprises.
Mm-hmm.
So now, with that kind of organization,
Mm-hmm.
the decoration and branding comes there.
Mm-hmm.
They are given the need of the vehicles and also the venues,
Very
the
good.
church, the reception.
Mhm.
They also now come up with the decoration needs. Depending on the budget, this decoration can be very expensive. You
Yeah.
can get fresh flowers. You can get hanging balloons, whatever, hanging what, whatever.
You want to have the arc.
Lights, the lights,
and all that.
the animation lights.
Uh-huh.
So all that now I cannot also dictate because that also goes with a couple.
Yes, yes.
Their
And
priorities.
the cake matron.
Yes, all those now, the
provides.
cakes and all those alignments.
Yes, yes.
So that one, we don't like to enter into that, but at least there has to be a list.
Mm-hmm.
For them to come up with a budget,
Mm-hmm.
they must know the both venues, the church,
Mm-hmm.
the reception,
Mm-hmm.
and the vehicles involved.
Maybe.
And what will be required of those vehicles? Of those vehicles, will they have fresh flowers?
Mm-hmm.
Can the flowers in church be taken back to the reception?
Mm-hmm.
Or you are too organized and very blessed that everything should be left intact and donated to the community? Others I see where things are tight.
Mm-hmm.
The same decorations that were in church
Mm-hmm.
I also moved to the
Move
reception.
to the reception.
Yeah.
It happens. So,
Yeah.
so
Even
many
the
times.
arches.
Mhm.
Others they say remain there. We have another outfit there.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah. So that is very
So
important.
I want to ask an off question.
Yeah.
Who decides who to join them?
The wedding.
Yes.
No, you see, those are first things that are supposed to be. By the time you are selecting the church,
Mm-hmm.
the venue who is going to join you,
Mm-hmm.
it may either be priorities from parents.
Mm-hmm.
I also see parents sometimes really saying that this is the father of our church, or this is the priest of our home,
Mm-hmm.
this is the pastor of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens,
Mhm.
like us,
Mm-hmm.
even the last wedding, we had to do a joint wedding, officiating wedding,
Mm-hmm.
because there is a pastor who was the pastor of the family,
Mm-hmm.
who was very crucial, actually, who operated like actually because the bride, the groom, came from like a single father, single parent.
Mm-hmm.
So that pastor has been like the one handling everything.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was told that, I said, this man must preach.
Yeah, you
So,
shared.
yeah, so we shared the service.
Okay.
Alihubiri na mimi nikajoin. Not once, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
There are very few weddings ambayo nimeanza from A to Z.
Nice.
Unless watu wangu hapa.
Mm-hmm.
Na pengine mahali the lady anatoka ni kanisani hapa.
Mm-hmm.
Na pia the other one. Lakini
what
most of the
happens-
times where I, personally I'm joining a wedding,
Mm-hmm.
where one of them is from another church,
Mm-hmm.
I make sure the pastor there participates.
So, do we give the pastors the time range? Because you
Yeah,
find
you must
you find
discuss.
some of the pastors preach almost the
God
whole.
forgive us. I know what you are talking about.
Yes. And
Me,
waste
I
a
have
lot
to
of
brief
time.
them. If it is me joining a wedding, I brief them in my office.
Yes, yes.
I schedule them. I tell them, for us to keep a time with this couple,
Mm-hmm.
your preaching must be 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you exceed, I will show you your time is up.
Mm-hmm.
Even the last wedding we just joined in this church, I was already showing the pastor,
Time is up.
time is up.
Mm-hmm.
Your time for preaching is up.
Mm-hmm.
And now any form of arrogance now from there now, it's terrible, because that is now ministerial ethics.
You need to be disciplined.
You need to be disciplined, but people need to talk.
Because
I don't think any pastor have briefed about the emergency of time and their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who has busted has not gone beyond 5 minutes.
we
And I literally stand.
there's an event we went with my wife. and we had there were so many things that are supposed to happen. Then the pastor preached for 2 hours 30 minutes.
My goodness.
So by the time
2 hours?
But yes, by the
For a
time
wedding?
it wasn't a wedding. It was just a function. By the time the minister, the music, what do we call the music
that is
minister,
confusion.
was supposed to come to minister, it was already around 6.
Surely even funerals,
Mm-hmm.
people need to have discipline.
People left.
People need
people
to have
left.
discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for us ministers, that is why I'm also we are having some meetings.
You give us
Ethics.
the whole bucket and you add another bucket.
No, you need to have discipline.
Yes.
You can't finish your whole sermon,
Mm-hmm.
Genesis to Revelation, in one
So
sermon.
does it depend with what time the wedding has started? Because you find that even if the wedding started late, you find that the pastor wants to take
to still keep the no, that's another thing. Me, there's a time
Yes.
I preached in weddings for an hour,
Mm-hmm.
others 30 minutes, others 10.
Mm-hmm.
Others not even more preaching. I just tell them now, I have already shared with you everything about the counseling,
Mm-hmm.
and nowadays we have even websites.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to know more, and now I concentrate on joining, no more preaching.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I would rather begin to emphasize some points as I join them, but I avoid preaching.
Mm-hmm.
Or just read. This is what I wanted to share. A 5-minute sermon.
Mm-hmm.
The purposes of wedding. By the way, personally, there's a time I've even given a sermon of 3 minutes.
3 minutes, kama mziki.
3 minutes.
3
This is what I wanted
3
to
minutes
share.
a lot of time.
This is what I wanted to share with you. Can you stand? Because akiwa watu walikuja saa 7 na wewe sasa nianze masaa mengine mawili kutoka hapo.
You need to manage that time.
So all this time,
Mm-hmm.
both the ministerial team, the MC, hata MC. Let me give you a very good example.
Yes.
Mmechelewa.
Mm-hmm.
Harusi imechelewa.
Yes.
MC naye anataka bado to maintain a match
Ile mogidhi.
where people mogidhi
Mogidhi
mrefu ama hata matching, hata
matching.
matching ya kanisa.
Yes, in the morning. Yeah.
Ambapo mtu anaingia step 3 mbele, zingine 3 nyuma.
Yes, I've gone to such a wedding.
And you came late.
And the other one.
Why don't you come and redeem time and tell them now? You people had a practice that you are going to be going 3 steps, 5 steps, and 3 steps backward.
Yeah.
Now that you are late,
Yes,
you have no that benefit. Mutaingia nyote na tuanzia hapo.
I've been to a wedding where the mother of the bride was told to harakisha.
Imagine.
We have no time. She kept saying that this is our day.
Yeah, of course. Now you must also. That's what I'm saying.
It ended up the DJ just cutting the music and just walked.
You know, as an MC
Yes,
of an
but
event,
true. Yes.
when time passes, you must learn to reorganize.
True.
You must not keep the discipline that I was to preach for an hour. The people are supposed to march in for 30 minutes. It's now called reorganization, where even you brief. Actually, sometimes here, when I'm waiting for a wedding, na wamechelewa sana, I call the MC wakifika, nimwambie sasa the service will not go ordinary. Hata worship team. Nimwambie ni wimbo moja ya kuimba na ingine ya kusifu. One.
Nice.
Zile 5 zilikuwa tumesema ni 2. You know you organize everybody. Akiwa ni yo entry, tulitakuwa sijui kuwa na group kama 5 zinaingia wataingia pamoja. So you find you have redeemed all the time.
Nice.
Yeah. So that is now wisdom for the day.
Nice.
Then of course there is a serving. Now let me come to serving food, the issues of food. I think for food I can also not enter there and give people doctrine.
Yes.
If you want to spend 1 million in your wedding, best wishes. Because people have different levels of pockets and priority. But basically, the food must be enough. Try to make sure that people have enough food, especially if it is geshagi or mahali munafanya.
Yes.
It is fresh. You should not have a wedding that the following day. It's the time we did a wedding in church and it was some key leaders were involved. The following Sunday we didn't have people in church. Even us as ministers, ilibidi tuje na sacrifice. because we went and took food that was poisoned.
Yes.
The worship team.
Mhm.
Ilifika mahali hata unauliza watu, bado huko? Because the food poisoning was terrible. So freshness of food enough, serving points, effectiveness.
Who's supposed to inspect that?
Now, all these are supposed to be details given, inspected at the time of the caterer. If you are the people providing catering services, the catering must prove that they have enough cutlery, shop, what you call, feeding points, facilities kama za kuosha mikono. They should give you a list of all their inventory.
What
And
I'm
even
asking-
the plan, the wedding plan. Catering yetu hema itakuwa hapa. Parents will be fed from that place. By the way, there's a time we did a wedding somewhere in near another slum, just the other day, of a relative. And the slum people came, they ate the food.
Before.
By the time the parents came and the bridal team, there was no food. So all those disciplines must be there. At what time should be the food for the bridal team unveiled? Parents.
True.
Na wawe na mahali pao. Or somebody to attend to that zone.
Now,
Just like you go to a VIP caterings, they have what we call zoning. Hiyo zoning ya hapa ni we are going to serve you from the table. Hao wengine they are going to line up. Even conferences go like that. It's very hard to see delegates being put together with speakers. Yeah, so we may not have a lot of things to share here, but what you need to do is to inspect the facilities they have, the freshness, and their plan, their cooking plan, and their menu.
very important because we may find others cooking the day before.
Yes, akiwa ni makachumbari
Chakula
zingine
inalala.
zimelala, kesho yake chakula ni poison.
Very sad.
And you paid a lot of money, like that wedding ilikuwa imelipwa pesa mingi sana caterer. But it was not worth the value. It was not value for money. Then of course now this is now one of the other things I would like to say before I end up with this one, because I don't have much to say, because mostly it is what you said, the menu you said. But check these people in other events. Like now, even as now, we are going to be doing a lot of events for pastors, training, Kenya Festival. There is no caterer, one caterer, who is ever going to come to surprise us in our event.
Show.
If you come and say you are going to be a caterer, we are looking at you to cater for us. We are going to send somebody in your event. And you give us a schedule of where you are catering before that day. We will make sure that people attend that event. One of our officials who have tasted, like now, when I was doing my wedding, I told you we bought everything, but we got chefs from White Sands, Mombasa, Travelers, because those are reputable hotels.
True.
So even if I was not there when they were cooking, but at least I knew because of the brand of these hotels, there are some things that they cannot go wrong, and for sure people enjoyed their meals. People enjoyed their meals properly. Even somebody said that they had never tasted that kind of pilau or whatever. Because there was standard, there was a brand, there was benchmarking. So that is actually what I could say. Don't sign with a foreign. So the other thing also is the payment plan. If you also want people to tag people to services, you don't pay everything once.
Yeah, that's true.
Let them know that there are
pay
monies
deposit.
that are held, and with a contract written that if your food was not sufficient, it was not fresh. Clauses that can even be legal. If we prove that you never served the right number of people, not the menu we discussed, not the standards we discussed, these are the deposits you are not going to be paid.
Yeah.
That goes with every service: videography, photography, transport, even contractual. Even as we are contractors, if you start paying everybody enough at fundi upfront contractor,
Tunamaliza,
you are going to have a lot of problem with service provider.
Yes, yes.
So there also needs to be a gift management and protocol desk.
Yeah, because you unapoteza gifts.
Yes, you must get people who are faithful.
Yes.
Where will they be stored? How will they be transported? People either lose things or they are break.
True.
Because the stewardship of those protocol desks, from the time you collect them to the place where you store them. Like me now, all my gifts were taken to the house we shall be. Kuna watu wengine hizo gifts wanapelekanga kwa nyumba ya pastor. Ya pastor, halafu unaanza vita. Kuna vitu ziliekwa kwa pastor zilipotea. Zingine ni brothers who want to take advantage of you.
Yeah, it's true.
Eh?
But I've seen situation where pastor says all the gifts must come to my house so that I can bless them. I can pray for the
Okay, I cannot say yes or no, but it depends on your faithfulness and interaction with them.
Yes.
And again, faithfulness.
Yes, true.
Because okay, there is also a time where one friend nilikuwa namsimamia harusi, alikuwa anaenda Zimbabwe. Alisema vitu zote zikae kwake, lakini pia tulikubali. Tulimwambia nayo usianze kusema vitu zako ziliibiwa, lazima ziandikwe inventory.
True.
Zote. Na hiyo room ambayo utafungia, chukua funguo. Uende nayo. Wewe ndio utakuja kufungua. Because we do not want politics.
True.
The other thing of course is photography, videography. You must get professionals like Edwin here and others who will give you the best shots, the best editing. Sometimes you must also see the products they have done.
True.
Whether it is video, whether it is photography, to get the right photos, the right editing, the right packaging. Because sometimes people do weddings and they lose everything.
True.
You cannot even show that you married through photography or through videography.
Some videographers forgot
to press
the record
button. Imagine. crazy excuses. And even the plan, the videography and photography plan, maybe a day before, the events of the day before that will be happening, the release of the bride, the activities in the bridegroom, the groom, all that material will be needed. Who will go there? Who will go here? Right cameras, well-charged batteries. Now also those are the ethics of the person you are choosing.
Yes, true.
And their ability to give over. The other thing of course is you can also have a committee, no, a person assigned to gift and you are setting up of the house. Sometimes people go to that extent where you can be able to say hizi vitu zote zinapelekwa kwa nyumba yangu. Maybe my brother is very good in interior, nini anaende ni nyumba mpya. Anaweza kuendelea ku set up things. Kwa sababu nyinyi mnaweza enda honeymoon immediately. Ili mkirudi mnakuta a few things.
Mnaenda mkae honeymoon 6 years.
It depends now on how your courtship was.
Yes.
The 20 things about courtship. So to finalize this, I would like to say wedding is an event. Everything about an event, and I would like to still repeat this. Those of you who really want to become event masters, we have done very good seminar here, 3 days about events of a conference. Actually, they are almost 16 hours about the who is an event master, what is the dipstick of an event, sensitive things about security, protocol. There are even more departments that I have mentioned. There are 24. Other supervisors. If it's a very big event, sometimes you have just supervisors.
True.
Event masters who do nothing else. They are just there for quality assurance. So visit our website kenyakingdomfestival.org. It has 24 departments of protocol, ushering, food, catering, accommodation, what to check in accommodation. All those will be helpful to you. But of course, Edwin is already an event master by having participated in many. You can come to him. For us, you can view the videos that we have also done on weddings and events.
Very good.
I think with those ones, unless you are really having an extra question,
they can just write the comment.
Yes, you can write here, then we can look at it.
Yes.
But those 12, almost 16 hours
Mhm.
about events should help you to have the best wedding,
Mhm.
which nobody should regret. You should not regret. You should give you value for money,
Mhm.
and you should be happy. Parents will be happy, you'll be happy, and everybody will be happy.
Very good.
And you are not going to start having stress in your honeymoon because your mother was left
Mhm.
in the venue, or your grandmother never reached home. And you shall keep time.
Very good.
I think from there, the next one, I will talk about few things about keeping time.
Mhm.
The things that will
The next,
help.
the next,
Yes.
the next video.
Before we now begin other things,
Mhm.
we shall discuss about how to keep time in the day of the wedding.
Mhm.
The things that determine. But some of them I've already mentioned here.
Mhm.
With a good planning. Because once you bust one thing in the morning or poor planning, or the
Spoils.
bride was not released properly on Friday, then the stress will be brought on Saturday morning.
Mhm. True.
So if you have handled all the things we said properly, the dowry was well done, the people are well involved, uncles felt the participation was good, they will not come to hold your bride that early morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I believe we have.
I believe that them that have watched part A, part B,
Yes.
they have become masters of
Yes, already.
event
Yeah,
planning,
yeah,
because
yeah,
this
yeah.
is a training.
Yeah, it's a
already.
very good training, and
Yes,
actually,
yes.
most of the people that I've trained through the 30 lessons of marriage and wedding,
Yes, yes.
they have ended up having their own consultancy
True.
because it is very rich.
I think
You can take people from A to Z.
with this information, I think I should open an office.
Yes, by the way, you can have a
Yes.
one-stop shop
Yes, yes.
because you are also a service provider,
Yeah, very good. Thank
and,
you.
and you come up with a checklist.
Yeah, thank you. For...
I think what we also discussed with you,
Yes, yes.
I have
we
a
can-
wedding checklist here.
Yes. For me to show them now.
Yes, you can scroll it
Yes, yes.
with all these departments, which can also be a budget list. You can scroll it so that people can look at it.
Very good.
Otherwise, we wish you the best wedding. No regrets, no crisis, no confusion, no messes, no struggles.
And if you need to hire a planner.
Yes. One planner is here, but I can also give you hints, but not
Yes, yes.
as a wedding planner for now.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you for sharing all that.
Yeah.
Let me remind them we are still giving them this information for free.
Yes.
They should learn from this. Wengine waenda shule kusomea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
about,
true.
Yes, about management.
Yeah, management, yeah.
Yes, yes.
And even our website, as I've said, is just free access.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So if you want to know more about all this, you can go to www.kenyakingdomfestival.org.
Yes, .org, yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you can learn all this.
Yeah.
So for this time, we can say it's a wrap. So thank you for watching. Thank you for following. And if you have any question or any comment, you can just leave it, or a question. You can leave it a question as a comment.
Yeah.
So we will
Can follow up
maybe
from
we can
there.
follow up from there, and then we can answer you. So sawa. So wewe ni mtu wa nguvu sana. Thank you for being just there and supporting this initiative. So
Amen.
sawa.
Amen.
So for them that have not subscribed, remember to subscribe and let us grow together. And for the returning subscriber, we are happy, and hii ni watu wa nguvu sana. We tunawapatia salute. Sawa
Amen.
sawa. It's a wrap. Let's see you another day, and maybe in the next video.
Amen.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Show. FFL Show.